Welcome to the Tannat Show. I'm your host, Howard O'Brien. I'll be with you every Thursday, as long as I can. Anyways, for every Thursday, live or not. So it goes to the story that I'm going to be telling about the Giants. And it was what happened last week and something that happened at the winery on Sunday, which was funny. Well, I hope everybody's doing good. I see Michelle's back, I think, from her travels. And Mike, that's good. Beautiful fall weather, a little chillier today. And no, don't go Birds. That's the Giants. I thought they changed their season till last week. They got to play them again this week, so maybe things will change. But anyways, I hope everybody's doing good and all that stuff. And the winery, as you can see on Facebook, we're pretty much almost done with harvest. The Arena Noah came in very, very nicely. Tannat will be in the next couple of days or less. And it may even go in a little bit next week. Usually we're later than everybody else in the state. And that seems to be the case as we are still going on. So anyways, other than that, got live music Sunday. Got a few other things going on this weekend. And the last weekend for Striblings, if you wanted to pick apples, it's their last weekend this weekend, from what I am told. So we will be over there for the last weekend and a little bit more condensed than it has been over there. But a lot of apples still left, apparently. Different varietals are still left. So I see a lot of people over there in the middle 60s, sunny out, little wind. It's going to be packed this weekend. And the leaves are really changing now. It's not quite peak, but we're not far away. So if you can make it out, come on out. Come on out. Anyways, that's about it. I hope, like I said, I hope everybody's doing good and so forth. We're just really in the trenches of harvest and the time there and focusing on everything. I did put my windows up on the patio today. So if you come out, you'll be okay. And all I need to do is turn on the heat to take the nip out of the air. And if we get a few people with the weather being the way it is, we probably won't need to turn it on. So anyways, that's kind of what's going on at Chateau O'Brien. But the windows are up on the patio. That was my New York Giants. I didn't know this, actually. But there is actually a New York Giants theme song, and that's what it was. I just happened to look it up. Next week. I'm not worried about next week. The weekend. The weather's supposed to be good over the weekend. So, Deb, I don't know what you're looking at, to be honest with you. Because we check it out for the weather all the time. I'll just make sure. Yeah, it's not supposed to rain at all next weekend, or this coming weekend. 62, 63, 60. Yeah, nope, 0%. A little bit of rain next week. The hell of the Redskins. Yeah, right. Yeah, we could get rain. It's in the 50s, 40% next week. So that really doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you, really. So hopefully, let me see. Yeah. So who knows? If it rains now, we're not that worried about it for harvest. Is that what you were asking about? But right now, everything is pretty much optimum rightness, and we're good. But the weekend looks very clear, so we may even be picking over the weekend then, or Monday. We'll see. My team will make the call tomorrow. But other than that, that's kind of it. So for the book's bestseller story, something that happens at the winery or not at the winery. And I did tell this story before. She worries about your grapes. I worry about my grapes too, but they're fine. The Tannat's the last thing left, and it's pretty close to where we want it to be. So we'll probably be picking up prior to Monday anyways, whether the rain came or not. It's really what we're worried about is the optimum ripeness now, and we're pretty close. So we talked about it today. So we still got a couple more days. So we could pick tomorrow and can make that. Those little increments can make a decision overnight with the weather and stuff. So we're that close. So it will be in the next couple of days, so for sure, regardless if the rain was coming. So anyways, the Giants thing. I did not know there was a theme song actually for the Giants. It's not like a real big one. I don't remember many people singing it or doing anything. But anyways, That's kind of funny, but I thought I came up with it because of this. So last weekend, very, very difficult. I probably told you the story before, and it came up again in a lot of the commentators over the weekend. As you knew, Sunday, the New York Giants are now starting their new quarterback, the freshman, a rookie, and he did very well, and he's done very well, still making some mistakes, but the Giants have been rejuvenated. And then they're running back another rookie, Scatabo, which is a nut, and he really is making the old guys, the players that have been there for a while, everybody's kind of really rejuvenating themselves. So it's kind of see that, my friends in the crowd and all that, particularly when they beat the Eagles handily. And it was just a great feeling, to be honest with you. And last week, the way they were playing against Denver, and I don't know what happened in the last 5 minutes, but it was brutal. One, they missed 2 extra points. That was the difference in the game, to be honest with you. And their starter he's been out for the last couple games, and the guy that they got in there is shanked 3 extra points in 2 games, which is unheard of. Gano, which is their real good field goal kicker, never an extra point guy, never misses things like that much anyway. So he's coming back this week, but all those little things can make a little bit of a difference. So, I just thought that they were going to dominate, and the way they lost, it goes down in Giants history with one other person. It was against the Eagles, and his name was Joe Pisarcik. I may have told this story before, but it's a little different. Joe Pisarcik, the Giants were winning the game, and that's when quarterbacks could not kneel down to stop the clock. They changed it years after that, but not many. Now they can stop the clock and keep running, and the game's over with. Not years ago when Joe Pisarcik played, and he went to hand the ball off to Larry Zonka. He fumbled with no time on the clock, and Herman Edwards picked it up and ran all the way, and they won the game. And they classified that one as similar to what happened Sunday, and I'm going to go with that. But last Sunday, Joe Pisarcik Sr. was in the winery for a short time. He came in with his son because I had sent him some wine that his son bought. He lives in Florida, and we talked on the phone. And he was a good guy, but legendarily, he's known for that. And we talked about that. And, he does some motivational speaking, and it was cute how he said it because, that's something I'm going to pursue, which I did before, and I'm going to bring that back eventually. He said, Howard, in some of my presentations, I'll say, everybody fumbles once in a while. And, most of the crowd knows what he did and some don't, but he was cute about it. And so that was really good. I thought that was a great one to chat to O'Brien. And I had to go get my Giants gear and all that stuff. And, he knows I'm a diehard Giant fan and stuff like that. So anyways, I thought that was cute for the story and so forth. I hope it's not true, actually, because, Art Monk, I went to college with him and at Syracuse and knew him very well. And I, did a lot of charity events with him before the winery, golf tournaments and things he did for children and everything like that. And I just read he's been battling cancer. And that's very sad because he's whether I was a Redskin fan or not, he was a gentleman on the field, off the field, just a great person. And I knew him at a lot of alumni events, Syracuse locally. And we did a lot of things together. And I'm very saddened to hear that, to be honest with you. And there's a lot saying about it. So I'm assuming it is true, but that's very sad. He was a great guy. He graduated a couple of years ahead of me. But anyways, I knew him from here probably more than at Cuse, but very sad. So please say prayers if you can for Art and everybody, actually. So for tonight's wine, Judy, comment on this. What do you think of the new Petit Mensing? The new Petit Mensing just came out last weekend. Preliminarily, and last weekend, everybody thinks it's back to where it should be. It is excellent. To be honest with you, last year had a little bit more residual sugar because it was hot. This has got some no residual sugar, but it's, got the fruit forward character. A little bit more crisp and cleaner is what we wanted to achieve again. And that's what we got. Very, very good. Judy, excellent. She's drinking it right now. She's laughing upstairs. So very crisp and clean. In my signature Regal glass, I think Petite Manseng should be the red grape or white grape of Virginia. Little lemony coming out, little slight citrus. You haven't had the new one, Deb, have you? No. You haven't had the new Petite Manseng. What do you taste this? Just came out last weekend. Oh, I like this much better. It's got just a little bit on the end, a little twing on the little bit on the, looks like water. It's not water, that's a fact. Woo! Got some very good character to it. Petite Manseng is crisp and clean, and that's what we wanted to achieve. Little character to it. Wow. Very nice. It's the lemony coming out of it, a little citrus there, little grapefruit coming in. Very interesting. I do like this one. I liked last year's, but it did too much sweetness to me. In a good way. It wasn't heavy duty, but because that always has it anyways. But very nice. Very, very nice, actually. I like it. I like it. Has anybody had it since other than Judy? Probably not, because it was last weekend. Yeah, probably not. Okay. Probably not. Freddie, no, you didn't guys come out last weekend, did you? Freddie, did you try this last weekend? Who came out what day? I forgot. Friday, maybe? Freddie and Steve, did you try the new? There's some acidity to it, too. I can feel it. But very crisp and clean. I like it. Little character to it. Really, it's lingering with me, which is what I like. So, 60 tomorrow. For the competition, you missed it. Okay. You did by one day. You're going to really like this one. Wow. I like the character of it. I even like it. The glass of red. That's right. Very crisp and clean. Very, very crisp and clean. I like it. I don't drink much white wine, but I do like this one. Wow. Wow. Very interesting. Wow. I like it. Anyways, and all my staff did too. So for tonight's competition, whoever gets it first gets a bottle of Luigi's Luscious Red. It's the scientific classification of grapes, and it's been coming up a lot lately for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the Arena Noah or some other grapes that I'm growing or in general, but it's been a little bit more than normal. So, and I'll explain the education side to that. So, name the 3 classifications of grapes, grape varietals that are classified in the United States and Europe and throughout the world. Scientifically, there are 3 categories, 3 different categories. Name them. Whoever can get them first will win a bottle of Luigi's. And then I'll explain more because it's kind of a interesting thing that's come up. I don't care if you look it up or not. You probably have to. Nope. You looked up what most people are going to see, but that's not it. There are 3 scientific certified classifications that grapes get certified in by the federal government, which is part of, there's different classifications in different parts of the world, and they classify their category. Not a red wine, not a white wine, not a rosé. No, because there's a lot more than 3. There are sweet wines, there are blushes, there are white Zinfandels. I mean, there's a lot of different classifications that you're thinking, and that's called the fancy fill name, by the way. the fanciful name is for the label approval in Cincinnati, Ohio, TTB. That's called fanciful name. You're still missing it. You're probably looking at the same thing that most other people. That's not the scientific classification. Not the scientific classification. I'm doing this really for a reason tonight. All right, I'm going to tell you because I think it's going to take too long. So, there are 3 classifications that have to be scientifically certified, and then it is approved by the federal government to be allowed to be called that name of the grape. There's a whole process involved. You're looking at the wrong things, Greg. It is Vinous vinifera. Vinous vinifera is Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, Sauvignon Blanc. It's American rootstock grafted onto that particular clone of that varietal. However, there are several different clones for certain varietals that the nurseries did a lot of work on that will grow in different areas better than other areas. So it is Vinous vinifera, then it is vinifera. And vinifera is like Norton or Concord. It's basically a weed. There's no American rootstock, technically, grafted on. It's a weed, so you do less to it. It fights off disease a lot earlier or easier. It just becomes more indigenous to a growing environment. And there are several other ones in the United States and through the world based upon the origins of growth. The last one is a hybrid. Now, hybrid is a tricky one because that is Chambourcin today. But ultimately, I've been getting a lot of it with Arena Noah because people go, is that a hybrid? And it's technically not a hybrid because it is certified as a single varietal grape, Vinous vinifera. There is the grafting of American rootstock to that clone. Now, there is only one clone of that right now. There will be more in the future, I'm sure, as I'm told by the nurseries in UC Davis that we communicate with. So the hybrid is like Chambourcin. It's done in modern day. Ultimately, every grape is a hybrid except the noble grapes, really, but they don't classify them that way back when. For an example, Cabernet Sauvignon, as you know, comes from Sauvignon Blanc and Cab Franc. Today, that would be considered a hybrid under the classifications, but it wasn't around like that way back when. And Tannat really came from itself, but I'm sure it came from something way back when. All grapes had some origin of growth somewhere way back when. As with, Arena Noah, it comes from Tannat and Cab Sauv. And they thought originally it came from Petit Verdot and Merlot, but new DNA research proved that differently before I planted it. So it's not a hybrid, but because it was started way back in 1954. So they didn't really have those classifications. So it's a tricky question because today, if they did that, they took Cab Franc and Cab Sauv, it would be technically, a Cab Franc and Tannat. It would be considered a hybrid under the, scientific regulations and the governmental regulations that we have. So I just wanted to clarify that. And I thought it was a good education because it's, if we were way back when, then all these wouldn't be hybrids. They would all be Vinous vinifera or Vinous vinifera or vinifera. Now, in years back, they changed that to, with hybrids. And Chambourcin is a very popular one that everybody knows about that was grafted and, that's what I grafted and propagated. And that's why they call it a hybrid. But all of them would be hybrids except the 7 noble grapes, ultimately, basically, in some capacity. But legally and technically they're not. That's why you can call it a Petit Manseng, a Tannat, a Cab Sauv, because they are certified to be of their own registration, which it all has to be registered, like Arena Noah was not. So I had to fill out all the applications so I could put it on the label, and that's in Cincinnati, Ohio, TTB, Colas Online, it was called. But I had to fill out extra work extra paperwork so it can be registered, certified, and scientifically approved and proved from the agricultural side as well that it fought off disease properly. So there's a lot that goes into this, doing all that. So I thought it was a good education, particularly because I've been getting a lot of questions about the Arena Noah. Is it a hybrid? And it's not, technically, and registrated wise. So anyways, my 3 names. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, those are the best grapes. Yummy, yummier, and yummiest. I agree. That would be mine too, to be honest with you. That's good, Rich. So nobody won this time. I'm sorry. But anyways, I hope you come to the winery soon. Some of you I'll see even sooner the week after. But anyways, God bless and drink Tannat. I got to play something, don't I? Where's my thing? I'll just play, I don't know what I'm going to play. It's the Giants song. New York Giants official anthem. I never even remember hearing it in any of the games I bet. They better not fly on Sunday. I think they play them on Sunday. You're at home. Anyways, God bless everybody. Drink tonight and be safe.